In this video, I'm selling my super cheap Range Rover to Carvana for a huge profit and doing a couple things as well to get it ready to sell to the instant cash offer king, Carvana. I just got a call from Carvana, or the rep at Carvana, that's coming to pick this thing up. Not the V-dub, that's not mine, but the Range. And they said, hey, I know the appointment was at 2. It is 12:35 right now. How does one sound? I just got done with an appointment in Laguna, favorite place ever, where I got this. And anyway, they said, does that work? Can I be there at 1? Yeah, let's do it. I'm just at home. So I was actually gonna work out, change out of this, get a little workout in, and then sell the car. But instead, I'm gonna sell it, then do a workout. And actually, I'll probably just keep filming this video and say, this went horribly, I was scammed, or this was the best car selling experience I've ever had, having gone through myself and with clients hundreds of sales. So just wanted to hop on, update you, because they're coming a little early. 1 o'clock on the dot, and the person has arrived. So now is the moment of truth. How does this go? I have the key and the title already laid out right here on the countertop. So I'm gonna grab this, throw on some shoes, and get outside. So I'm gonna miss a little update. So what happened here is that I was actually not the one to submit these forms to Carvana, KBB, Instant Offer, etc. To sell this thing. I actually posted the car on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace, as I typically do, and had someone reach out that was a rep that filled out all the information on my behalf and said, hey, I do some buying for these big dealerships and instant cash offer places. Would you be opposed to doing that or having that done? And I said, I'm not at all opposed. I just want it sold. I want cash for it. And so they asked me a couple questions, and they just used the information on the listing to create this ad. Now, in the listing, it didn't show that it had a tire pressure light on, and it really didn't go into detail on the scuffs and whatnot on the front bumper. I know that I touched those up, but again, it was me touching those things up. It wasn't OEM undamaged, and it also wasn't professionally taken to top tier. As you saw, the quality of the repairs, I did it very much on a budget, myself in my garage. All of that to say, the Carvana rep got there and they said, hey, I cannot take this given the discrepancy between how Carvana sees it, how it was presented to them from this individual that submitted my form, to how it actually presents here in person. We're still interested in buying it. We could still give a competitive offer. I just need there to be no discrepancy between what Carvana HQ sees and how it presents, because if I pick it up and then there is that discrepancy, then I lose my job, and I don't want to lose my job. So go back in, fill that form out, and we can schedule a new time to come pick it up. So of course I did just that. I filled out the form, I submitted everything, got it ready to go. Marked that there were more scrapes, scratches, and scuffs. Now I kept going through and selecting different options and different things and seeing what impact it had on the value. This is pretty interesting, and this is probably where the most value for you lies as someone watching this video. So I didn't really pick with aftermarket additions or modifications. If you've been following the series, you know that I have these huge 22-inch wheels. I have these stock 19s, and then the upgraded stock, like OEM plus wheels that are 20s, and those are what are on it right now. So I was playing through the different configurations, seeing what impact the premium wheels versus premium 20 plus had. I was seeing what impact the check engine light or any sort of lights on the dash had. The tire pressure light, I was seeing what that had, and then also what selecting scuff, scrape, ding, etc., how many of those you selected, what impact that had. And I realized that I was at 17.1 something, and then it dropped to 16.5, selecting that one issue, that being a scuff or scrape. And then after selecting 2, it dropped down to like 16,250. So only a very small difference to have a couple dings on your vehicle. And there's no sort of classification or characterization, which is so interesting, kind of baffles my mind, as to like where it is specifically, where those scuffs are, where that dent is, how big that dent is, etc., and what classifies as a scuff or a dent. And sorry that I'm rambling on a lot right now. Just as someone who works in the auto industry, this is really, really intriguing. Anyway, the big thing that is wild and what's prompting me to take the action that I'm doing right now is that with any sort of light on the dash, simply TPMS, being on the dash, it dropped my value by $5,000. $5,000, like 30% or somewhere around there, by simply not having TPMS, or by having a TPMS light on, and that's the only light on the dash. So we're going to go ahead and swap over the TPMS from these little wheels to the bigger wheels, so that we have the nicer, bigger wheels on, because these have some dry rot in the inner, and so I don't want to get dinged for having bad old tires and then have this situation come up again, because that would be a nightmare. So with all of that in mind and trying to make the most economically savvy decision, I'm gonna go ahead and get some TPMS in the tires. That way I don't lose $5K off of the valuation. I would rather pay $500 to get those TPMS sensors put in and have no lights on the dash. That's the plan, that's the move, and we'll see if Carvana takes it after that. All right, so this thing is now loaded. We have all the OEM wheels in here and the battery from when that needed to get changed. So we'll close this, ensure that it shuts. Oh, maybe with a little love, we got it. Anyway, we are hopping in here. Key is already inside. We have the muffs and the Muse, best combo ever, so we can get a little meditation going and clear thinking. Oh, got the pods somewhere as well. This is the trifecta: AirPods, earmuffs, Muse in the money. Hit and start, ready to go. And we are out once again. Hopefully this will get removed and we won't have a single problem or dash light here on the range. Next day, round 2, we are headed out to hopefully get the tire situation sorted today, because yesterday was a flop and it stinks in here now because of this rubber and this, ugh. Anyway, I went to the tire place yesterday, as you saw, and no luck. They didn't stock the TPMS. They didn't have the thing to read the bandwidth or the proper stuff for a range. The stupid freaking range. I'm really not liking this thing. I'm really glad that it's leaving, getting out of here, because I'm not loving the whole Euro car that's not even performance oriented, other than shockingly good off-roading. But yeah, the whole like, I drive a Range Rover because I'm elite, doesn't do it for me. I could get it in like a Ferrari, Lamborghini, where you have performance to back it up. It sounds nice, there's like a lure. But if it's just like brand name that you're paying for, Range doesn't do it for me. Sorry, not on this model anyway. Not with this price tag, not with all this hassle. So I'm sticking to my trucks. I got my white Ranger. Anyway, we are headed, I don't know what I'm going on and on about. I'm headed out to a different tire place, a big national chain. I'm finding that these chains are working well to get my problem solved, which is great. Big O. So headed there now. Trying to find Big O. There it is. Sweet, easy, breezy. Rangy poo, Big O, sick. Speaking of range, we got a little Ford Range, JK, Ford Rappy. Thing is massive, thing is sweet, with a little camping situation. I don't know. We got a 5.0 Stangerton I like the casual drives around here, just living in like a nice climate, affluent area. People's whips are nice in general. So I'm going to Starbs, which is just over here. I'm actually going to Chase, depositing some cash, going to Whole Foods, grabbing a snack, going to Starbs. Okay, so we were picking up the range. Hopefully we have good news and a low bill. We'll see. So we got this thing, big fat bill back here for all these TPMS. All right, this is pretty sweet. So Big O came in uber clutch with comping me out at just parts cost for the TPMS and inflating these junk tires for free. I don't know if they had to reseal them or anything. We're gonna do the first startup right now. And check that out. Nuts! No lights, baby. This thing is mint. All right, so what I was saying before is that these wheels didn't have TPMS in them. They were ripped or shredded out for some reason. They were de-beaded, delaminated, not holding air. So they hooked me up by, I think, resealing the bead, unless it was just quickly airing it up. I hadn't tried, but I wouldn't imagine that these would just go on right away after sitting for so long. So I'm assuming they took them off, cleaned them out, and then resealed them. Now the tires aren't the greatest. They're a little bit dry rotted. So that's not the MO, but having them clean and having tires mounted on the wheels is definitely better. Anyway, they took care of that. They got the TPMS light addressed by putting all new TPMS sensors in, or TPMS. Anyway, I had to clear up space. It drove well, obviously. Now I'm back home and headed to the pool for a little nighttime meditation before tomorrow. Tomorrow's gonna be the final real big day. 16.9, just dropped $500, so essentially 16.5, which hurts, but it's easy, and still making a ton on the range. So we can do a big profit reveal video later on, but I did want to update you on that because now I'll be able to sell the stock wheels, recoup some of the money from that, sell the dubs, recoup some money from that, and hopefully if I'm at like $9,500, then that means I made $7. Anyway, signing off the network for now and using the little Muse to get a good meditation in. So after all of that runaround, all of that headache and heartache and trying to prep the car, getting it ready to go, it's finally gone. As you can see here, Carvana came and picked it up. It was a super easy, simple process overall. The second time that they came, they knew exactly what it was. I had disclosed and communicated exactly what the car was, got the issues addressed, so there were no issues and no discrepancies. Super easy. The agent checked it out, visually inspected it, started it, heard it run, etc., dropped the truck, got it ready to load on, and pulled it on up. We went inside, handled the paperwork. It took 5 or 10 minutes, and bam, we were on our way. It was so smooth, so simple, so easy, and incredible, especially given the hassle that I had trying to sell it private party for a short period of time. Although it did take a little bit of extra hassle and runaround to get the TPMS and the tires, it was well worth it for how easy Carvana was to work and deal with. So from that experience, solid 10 out of 10. From the profit margin, ultimately on this range, also a huge 10 out of 10. I was able to drive this car and make thousands of dollars doing so, selling it super easily and conveniently. Now I'm going to make one more video in this whole Range Rover series because this is my first time working with Carvana, of pros and cons of these instant cash offer places and my learnings from this. Now, of course, it'll be shared with members inside the programs. However, I want to share it with you guys as well. If you're interested in selling your vehicle to one of these cash offer retailers and whatnot, I do want to give you some insights and learnings as to what you should do. I explored them a little bit in this video, but I'm gonna make a full breakdown of that. So be sure to subscribe if you wanna stay up to date with that. Here is the approximate profit made on the car, the range, which is huge, incredible. And if you like this video, definitely drop a like, drop a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date. If you're interested in learning how to do this, how I was able to make thousands of dollars buying this vehicle, driving it for a little while, selling it even to Carvana, who should hopefully make a profit on it as well, then be sure to hit the link down below to find out all of my strategies. Anyway, with that in mind, I will see you on the next one. Peace.